The hunt for extraterrestrial life has propelled incalculable sci-fi stories and has even stuffed missions by way of NASA. Pretty probably one of the maximum charming spots in this search is Europa, a moon of Jupiter, which many accept could preserve urgent information. Invoice Nye, the wonderful science fellow, is among folks that recommend for added investigation of Europa, accepting that this heavenly body may be important to disentangling the secrets and techniques of existence past Earth. NASA's Explorer 1 go back and forth, dispatched off in 1977, made a momentous discovery outside our close by planetary organization. This discovery has drawn the eye of some of the most outstanding personalities today, which include Bill Nye. What Explorer 1 observed changed into ionized gasoline particles, efficaciously conflicting and connecting simply beyond the heliosphere, the bubble-like region made via the solar wind. Those readings furnished tremendous insights into what conditions can be like past our nearby planetary group. May want to these be markers of extraterrestrial existence? This inquiry has stuck the creativeness of researchers and space lovers alike. Invoice Nye has, for pretty a while, been a leading discern within the quest for extraterrestrial lifestyles. His passion for the unknown is apparent in his interviews and talks, wherein he frequently stresses the significance of area exploration. The discovery made via Explorer 1 has additionally fueled this ardor, presenting new information that could probably answer the age-antique question. Are we alone within the universe? To understand why this discovery is so important, it's essential to return to the start of space exploration and the activities leading as much as the launch of Explorer 1. Within the mid-1970s, NASA had recently executed a splendid achievement through sending humans to the moon. This fulfillment ignited global pleasure within the educational community, and plans were quickly in development to discover a great deal farther into area. NASA's next objective was to observe the outer planets of the solar gadget. But sending humans on such a task turned into naught but practical. The immense distances and the constraints of 1970s era made it vital to rely upon robotic spacecraft for those ambitious explorations. At the time, the bloodless struggle turned into in full swing, and the U.S. turned into in a fierce contention with the Soviet Union. This competition extended into area, wherein each international locations have been striving to illustrate their technological superiority. The Soviets had made the first sizable strides in space exploration, launching the first synthetic satellite TV for PC in 1957 and sending the first human, Yuri Gagarin, into space in 1961. However, the U.S. caught up with the Apollo 11 challenge in 1969, landing astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin on the moon. This triumph changed into a turning point within the area race. However, the U.S. realized it couldn't rest on its laurels. The competition with the Soviet Union continued to pressure NASA's pursuits to hold their lead in area exploration. NASA aimed to head beyond the moon, and the aim turned into now to discover the outer planets. The enterprise started out designing spacecraft that could tour deep into space. One among NASA's first efforts became the Pioneer 10 spacecraft, launched in 1972, which became the first to fly via Jupiter and ship lower back photos. Pioneer 11 observed the subsequent year, additionally heading in the direction of the outer planets. But NASA needed a greater advanced spacecraft that might seize targeted pictures and facts, now not just from Jupiter, however also Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. This caused the development of the Voyager software. The plan became bold, to utilize an unprecedented planetary alignment called the Grand Tour to slingshot the spacecraft from one planet to the following the usage of gravitational forces. This alignment, going on best as soon as each 156 years, might allow NASA to examine all the outer planets in a single assignment, saving both time and money. To reap this, NASA built Voyager spacecraft. Voyager 1 became designed to take a shorter route, traveling Jupiter and Saturn, while Voyager 2 might follow a longer direction to reach Uranus and Neptune. On August 20, 1977, Voyager 2 changed into launched, followed through Voyager 1 on September 5 of the identical year. These dual spacecraft might cross directly to make some of the most astounding discoveries in the history of space exploration. Voyager 1 began shooting photographs of Jupiter on January 30, 1979. These pics discovered details of the gas giant that had in no way been seen before, together with its awesome crimson spot, a huge typhoon that has been raging for hundreds of years. But Voyager 1's project didn't cease there. After completing its flyby of Jupiter, the spacecraft endured directly to Saturn, where it dispatched returned even greater treasured facts. The discoveries made by using Voyager 1, particularly its detection of ionized gasoline particles beyond the solar gadget, have had a profound effect on our know-how of the universe. As the Voyager missions retain to ship statistics from the farthest reaches of space, the search for extraterrestrial life stays as urgent as ever. Bill Nye and other researchers believe that exploring places like Europa, with its subsurface ocean, ought to offer the following major leap forward. What we examine from those missions should trade our knowledge of existence within the universe for all time. Every 96 seconds, Voyager 1 captured snapshots and compiled them to create a colored forestall movement video. Using this method, Voyager 1 was capable of ship again a movie displaying 10 rotations of the biggest gasoline giant. By February 10th, Voyager 1 had entered the planet's moon machine, sending lower back movie of ordinary satellites orbiting the gas massive. Before lengthy, it discovered a skinny ring of dirt and ice surrounding the planet that was invisible from a distance. This indicated that Saturn was now not the most effective planet surrounded by means of rings. The hoop became most effective beneath 30 meters in diameter, and it confused researchers approximately how little they knew approximately this planet. By using May 5th of that year, Voyager 1 had its closest stumble upon with a large planet, separated by way of a trifling distance of 174,000 miles. Throughout this excellent occasion, the spacecraft encountered several of Jupiter's moons, along with Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. The photos it sent lower back supplied remarkable insights into the weird universe of natural satellites, as a number of them had very little in common with our moon. Those satellites are called the Galilean moons, named after the astronomer Galileo Galilei, who found them again in the 17th century through his telescope. One of the smaller moons seen by way of Voyager 1 turned into Amalthea, a reddish and irregularly shaped satellite with an unusual floor composition. Snapshots sent through the spacecraft showed that it turned into made of ice and silicate substances. The surface became purple because of the presence of natural fabric, and its surprisingly irregular surface indicates that it has passed through very little internal interest compared to the alternative satellites. Io changed into observed to be the most geologically active body in the Sun machine, with many active volcanoes and lava flows seen from its floor. These volcanic activities have been brought on by tidal heating due to Jupiter's enormous gravity, making the satellite appearance greater like a volcanic hellscape than a moon. Europa changed into most excellent for its clean icy surface overlaying a giant expanse of water under. Many researchers agree with that life could flourish beneath the ice, making the satellite an exceptional candidate for extraterrestrial life. Some holes were located at the icy floor, indicating beyond collisions with area rocks and smaller comets. What accompanied had been snapshots of what seemed to be the biggest moon inside the Sun device, Ganymede. This satellite became so big that it passed the planet Mercury in length. Its miles massive enough to have its very own magnetic area, and the pics confirmed that its floor become largely blanketed in rocks and ice. Ganymede's potentially complicated geological history maintains to astonish researchers at the present time, and it likely harbors a liquid middle deep within, responsible for its strong magnetic field. Every other huge satellite TV for PC visible by means of the spacecraft turned into Callisto, the second one biggest of Jupiter's moons. Its heavily cratered surface indicated a records of non-stop impacts with space rocks and also a lack of geological activity. Similar to Europa, it also has an ocean underneath its floor, making it another candidate for extraterrestrial life. 2 new moons had been found by using the spacecraft and have been named Phoebe and Matisse. The images recommended that they're both small and irregularly formed, an awful lot closer to the planet than the other satellites. It's far exciting to be aware that the planet itself and the satellites observed by using the spacecraft have been named after famous mythological figures. The massive planet became named after the famed Greco-Roman god of thunder, and the orbiting satellites had been named after people who had intimate encounters with him. After the spacecrafts come upon with Jupiter, a path correction turned into made so it wouldn't flow ad infinitum across the Sun machine just like the everyday satellites. This turned into performed in anticipation of heading towards Saturn. About 6 months later, by October of that year, some other direction adjustment became made to prevent a capability collision with Titan, one in all Saturn's moons. The encounter with Saturn changed into simply as remarkable as the previous one with Jupiter, with the spacecraft discovering 5 new moons, a ring machine made up of hundreds of particles, brief clouds made from debris called spokes, and a brand new ring that couldn't be seen from a distance. It changed into also located that there were satellites liable for retaining Saturn's earrings as defined as there. It is possibly because of those located satellites that the planet's earrings look beautiful. Within the coming weeks, Voyager 1 captured beautiful pics of Saturn's moons. These satellites protected Titan, Mimas, Enceladus, Tethys, Dione, and Rhea. The images revealed that they were predominantly fabricated from ice, with ability seas under, increasing the opportunities of extraterrestrial lifestyles flourishing out of doors Earth. But those weren't the best discoveries that stunned the researchers at NASA. Extra in particular, the moon Mimas, a rather small moon, had a completely unique feature that excited science fiction lovers for a long time. This moon had a large effect crater so huge that it was given the name Herschel. What made it so captivating became that it made Mimas resemble the Death Big Name from the famous sci-fi series Famous Person Wars. This fascinating function indicated extremely low geological interest and a massive past impact with a huge asteroid. Other moons located through the spacecraft have been often made of ice, with a few distinguishing features keeping apart every of them. But possibly the most thrilling of the opposite satellites seen via Voyager 1 become Titan. Intently approached via the spacecraft on November 12 at a distance of much less than 3,000 miles, the pics confirmed a thick surroundings that absolutely obscured the floor. The environment changed into often composed of nitrogen, with the atmospheric pressure equal to the pressure at sea stage on this planet, however at -300 degrees Fahrenheit. The traits of the satellite recommend that it is able to be the first frame inside the solar system apart from Earth wherein liquid ought to exist at the floor. The chemical reactions necessary for the formation of existence seem to be present on this satellite TV for PC, with strong symptoms of significant hydrocarbons required for lifestyles to exist. The spacecraft's closest approach to Saturn was on November 12, at underneath 8,000 miles from the planet. Via 1989, all planetary encounters were over for each spacecraft, as all 4 gas giants were studied as planned. But each spacecraft had been nonetheless operational and were declared part of the Voyager Interstellar Challenge, an undertaking that formally began on January 1, 1990. The brand new objective became to move beyond the outer planets of the solar system and, if feasible, even past the extra-defined solar system. The precise aim became to gather information at the region of area dominated via Earth's magnetic and sun fields, as well as the interstellar medium. On February 17, 1998, Voyager 1 have become the maximum remote human-made item in lifestyles, surpassing Pioneer 10 at a distance of nearly 70 astronomical gadgets. By using September 2017, 45 years after its launch, the spacecraft becomes still functioning, sending again information from its instruments to NASA's deep space community. It became staggering to researchers that the massive cosmic ray telescope and magnetometer nonetheless worked nicely after more than 40 years in space. Now voyaging into interstellar space, researchers hoped that something available might notice the message we have dispatched out into the cosmos. As Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 journeyed further from the Sun, their missions took on new significance. Voyager 1 entered interstellar area in August 2012, marking humanity's first adventure into this atypical vicinity. This achievement gave researchers a unique opportunity to observe the conditions of area past the heliosphere, the protective bubble surrounding our solar gadget. Voyager 1's records has been instrumental in information the nature of cosmic rays, magnetic fields, and plasma interactions in interstellar area. Voyager 2, inside the meantime, persevered its venture to discover the outer edges of the solar device and ultimately entered interstellar area in November 2018. Its trajectory supplied great comparative records to that of Voyager 1, enhancing our understanding of the Sun system's boundary regions. Both spacecraft bring a golden report containing sounds and pics intended to depict the diversity of existence and subculture in the world. This record serves as a message to any capacity extraterrestrial civilizations, showcasing humanity's choice to connect to the universe. As the Voyagers keep their journey, additionally they make contributions to the wider discipline of astronomy by means of observing phenomena, including the interstellar medium, the nearby interstellar cloud, and the interplay of sun-wind with the cosmic environment. Their discoveries have furnished insights into the shape of the heliosphere and the nature of the interstellar magnetic discipline. The statistics from both spacecraft is likewise substantial for future interstellar missions. As era advances, researchers and engineers are analyzing the Voyager overall performance to increase new spacecraft capable of visiting even farther into space. This includes potential missions to discover neighboring star systems or to analyze the boundaries of the Milky Manor galaxy. The legacy of the Voyager missions lies now not simplest of their groundbreaking discoveries but additionally in their function as forerunners to humanity's deeper exploration of the universe.